guys, welcome back to my channel. I pray that you're blessed and that everyone around you is blessed as well. Welcome to Tina Wonderfully Made, where we talk about books, do bookish things, family things. I'm Tina. Let's get this video started. Okay, so as you can tell by the title, this is January wrap up. I tried filming this video the other day and I was like, I don't like it. So we're doing a redo, and this is gonna be like a no edit, just one take wonder, and yeah, see how it goes. So I have my little cozy sweater. Comment down below how cold it is where you live, because Michigan is very bipolar, and like 2 weeks ago we had a snow day. 2 or 3 weeks ago we had a snow day, which is very rare where I work, because it was just ridiculous. The snow was real dumb. And then it was like, oh, let me just be warm for a day or two. So we were going out with just a sweater or sweatshirt, light jacket, and then now it's just cold again. And then it's talking about freezing rain. So, but let's get to talking about these books that I read in January. I read 5 books, and then I had 1 DNF, and I will talk about that probably first, so we can get that out of the way, which is one of my TBR cart picks, and it's going to be donated because yeah, I can't finish it. And then I have the second book, which I know I'm not going to finish if I didn't like the first one. So it's A Spanish Love Deception by Elena Armas. I don't know. I just could not get into it. I gave it 5 chapters. I read 5 chapters to see if it was going to pick up for me, and it just did not catch my interest. So this is talking about, I don't even remember her name, Catalina, and she works for this corporation, and they ask her, well, like, she's trying to figure out who she's going to take as her +1 to her sister's wedding, that is like destination wedding, and she just doesn't know because she's coming out of a relationship, blah blah blah. And she was like, who do I take? Her friend was like, hey, we gotta figure it out, you can't go by yourself. And her coworker is like, I'll go. And she's like, no, I will take anybody else but you. They hate each other, but he's like, I'm gonna do this for you. And she's like, no, I'm not gonna take you. Like, I don't like you, stay away from me, leave me alone. They are in a board meeting, and they tell her, hey, you're gonna take care of this big like shindig. And she's like, huh? Just because I'm like the minority in this company and the female, like, you're throwing this stuff at me, I've never done this before. And they were like, no, you got this. So she's already mad about that. Homeboy is just like, well, I'll help you with this. And she's like, no, like, leave me alone. I don't want your help. I don't want you to be my +1 to this wedding. Leave me alone. And one thing that irked me is how many times she talked about his blue eyes. In 5 chapters, I think it was mentioned at least 2 or 3 times in each chapter, and it was just like, come on now, we already know his eyes are blue. Like, leave the guy alone. People said it was gonna be good, and they said to keep reading. I did a poll on my Instagram, and they said just keep reading. And I was just like, I cannot do this. And so I just DNF'd. Nothing against the writer, she probably did an amazing job. It was just not for me. I have the second book somewhere. Oh, I think it's right here, and I'm just going to just donate them. I don't know. But I did have a 5-star, and it is Fast by Millie Belizaire. This story was so good. It's talking about Caprice. It starts when she's young, I think 8 or 9. Her her mom and dad, like, there's some issues that happen. They don't take care of her, and she ends up going to live with her grandmother, her mom's mom, and her uncle lives there, her mom's brother. Really? My dog. Her uncle lives there with the grandma, and he ends up doing something to her. The grandma was like kind of iffy about it, but then the grandma takes the uncle's side. Caprice has to like deal with that throughout her life, so it follows her from when she's younger, and it like jumps back and forth when she's younger to like present day until she gets like older. And just so heartbreaking, the stuff that she had to go through, the emotions she had to go through. But she did meet this one kid while she was younger. They became real close, and that was the only one that she could confide in and could trust and all that. And you know, a whole bunch of stuff happens, and just so good. I'm so glad this was like the first book that I read in January, and definitely a 5-star. If you have not read it, highly recommend, highly. Now, the next book that I read was The Boyfriend by Frida McFadden. I just don't understand how she can write something so crazy. Like, every book is just, you think you have it figured out, or it's just like, could it be that person? No, it can't be. And then it's just like a whole plot twist. Like, how does she do that to every book? How? This is probably not her best book. I love her writing. Like, I gave it a 4-star, I believe. It was just crazy. Like, so I was talking about Sydney, and she is going through some dating stuff, and there's like stalkers and all that, and like just crazy. You would not expect the plot twist. You just can't. If you did, comment down below. Like, if you figured it out before the plot twist twisted, please let me know, because I was very shocked. Definitely a good thriller. Check it out. Highly recommend. The next book that I read was with Brindy's book club, and I will put Brindy's info in the description. Love her to death. One of my favorite booktubers and bookstagrammers. Love her. But she has a book club, and you go to her channel, she has the information. But The Vanishing Half was the book for January. I did do like an immersion read, so I was reading the book while listening to it via audio, and it was very good. I gave it, I think, a 3.75 or 4. I think it's 3.75, only because like I got lost a little bit because I wasn't really paying attention. And but I gave it closer to a 4 because of like if you really think about the story, it's about 2 twins, and one is darker than the other one. The lighter one ends up living as a white woman in a white area, living her best white life, and then the darker one lives or like stays where she grew up and just has the worst time. Like, but then they end up meeting eventually, and it's just very good. Like, if you think about where you live, how you're treated and stuff, this is a book that it's like a different kind of thought. Like, you have to really think about it, and like there's a deeper meaning. That's what I was trying to say. There's a deeper meaning when you're reading the book. So definitely enjoy it. It's by Britt Bennett, and very good. The next one that I read was The Push by Ashley Audrain, I believe. This one was so sad. So sad. I have had this book on my shelf for over a year, and I'm so glad that I got it out of the way. It's about what's her name? Blythe. I always forget her name. Blythe. She is in a relationship. they get married, and she gets pregnant. She has a baby because she's just like, you know, I had a rough upbringing. Maybe I'll be a better mom, blah, blah, blah. She gets pregnant. She ends up having the baby, and she has the worst postpartum that I've ever heard of. Like, the things that she thinks about, the things that she says, like how she treated the baby, oh, just broke my heart. But you have to think about it. Women go through that. Women and their bodies are just the most magnificent thing that God created. The things that our bodies go through, the emotions we go through, the stress it goes through, like everything is just crazy. And so this Blythe, she's just like, what do I do? I want help, but then I don't. I think I'm fine. And she's just like back and forth. And this is also like a dual timeline. It talks about her mother or her grandmother that went through the same thing, and just very, very sad. I do highly recommend it. I believe I gave it 4-star. Just really good. Highly, highly recommend. Check your trigger warnings though, because it's very, very crazy. It's crazy. And then the last book that I read and enjoyed was It Starts With Us by Colleen Hoover. It wasn't as good as It Ends With Us, but I actually really liked it. And it's talking about Lily and Ryle's relationship as far as them, you know, not being together but have a child. And then it also talks about Lily's relationship with Atlas and the back and forth and all that stuff, and their feelings for each other because they, you know, didn't talk for a while. And it's just very good. I love how Lily is very protective over her child, and she just wants to make sure that she doesn't go through what she had to go through with Ryle. Like, Ryle's still a jerk. Still a jerk. From It Ends With Us to It Starts With Us, beginning to end, he's just a jerk. And Atlas is the sweetest. Like, absolutely adore him. He is definitely book boyfriend material. He also has issues himself, so who knows. But yeah, that's all I read for January. I'm proud of myself because your girl's been struggling with work. And yeah, so I've been taking advantage of the immersion reading. I highly recommend. I don't know if my glasses are crooked. Who cares? But yeah, the immersion reading, you know, reading the book while listening to audio is for me, I believe. And I don't know if I'm gonna do it with every book, because I also like just to read I like to read the physical by itself, but definitely recommend. Right now I am reading Jackal for my February TBR, and I'm listening to it through audio on my way to work and stuff, and I like it. So yeah, I look real tired, you guys. I'm sorry. Work has just been something. And I probably complain about my job all the time. I love the people there. Well, some people. And then the babies, I'm just privileged to be able to be the person that they depend on. So, I mean, it's tough at times, but hey, someone's got to take care of some other people's kids. So, with that being said, let me know if you had any 5 stars or if you had any DNFs for the month of January. See, I can't even talk anymore. For the month of January, comment down below. I want to know, like, did you have a DNF? Do you DNF often? Or did you have any 5 stars? So, with that being said, I pray that you're blessed and that everyone around you is blessed. And remember that you are fearfully and wonderfully made. Talk to you later. Bye.